All right, my magical friends. So, welcome to this installment of today's live. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about just for those days when you need a boost, for the days where maybe you're having a hard day or you're feeling contracted or you're feeling like the weight of the world or the weight of the coronavirus or the weight of the pandemic or the weight of Lord have mercy, right? For those did like we all feel it. And I got to be honest, up until this pandemic started, I would say I had a pretty charmed life, at least for the last 8 years. And I kind of have had a charmed life, even though I've struggled, even though I've had hard times, even though I've chosen a pretty difficult path from a lot of people's perspectives. I've had a pretty charmed life in the sense that I know that when I turn me on, I'm like, I can get anything I want. I can have the magical life. I can have the magical relationship. I can have the magical business. Like, I know that if I put my energy into something, that it grows. Now, the challenge for me has been in this pandemic, it's been more challenging to really keep my energy high because there are days where I'm like, oh my God. I'm a people person. I like love hugging people. I love talking to people. I love when there is engagement. And so when I don't have that as much and it's a computer screen, and thank God for technology that we can have this available, there's those moments where I just go through these like withdrawal moments. So I've had to work harder at keeping my energy high and bright. Whereas before, when I was traveling the world, facilitating classes, being in different countries, meeting different people, like really creating what felt like a magical life, it was really easy to keep my energy high. Now, the good news is that, and if you guys can relate to this, right, have you noticed that it's a little bit more challenging to keep your energy high all the time in these changing times? It has been challenging with the pandemic and with the news. And, as much as I'm like, oh, don't listen to the news, I've been listening to the news more because there's a part of me that also wants to be informed. There's a part of me that doesn't necessarily buy all of it, but it is good to have information, right? And then to filter that information through what's true for me, what's light. So if you guys have been experiencing it being a little bit harder to keep your magic turned on, a little bit harder to keep your light shining, feel free to type a yes or a smiley face or thumbs up or whatever it is. Because for those days when you need a boost, when you want that spark back and that creativity back and that magic back and that inspiration back, one of the things that I do that's been really helpful is, and I'm going to yawn because holy cow, lots of energy, right? So yeah, Joanna says, yep. Kristen says, yes, right. It's been hard, you guys, like for us to keep our energy high. And so the first thing I'll say, hello, Vanya, nice to see you. So the first thing I'll say about keeping your energy high is also give like, there's a season for everything. So in spring, when everything's blossoming and blooming and it's exciting and the weather's getting warmer and you can wear, different clothes or less clothes, right? Whereas in the winter, it's more quiet, maybe hibernate, maybe you eat more like more, stews and comfort foods. Yeah. So Joanna says enthusiasm and adventurous days. Exactly. And so what I want to say to you is if you're in a place where it has been harder to keep your magic, Stacy says, yes, I know I'm with you. High five, right? Where it has been harder to keep your magic turned on and turned up. What I want to say is you might be in a time of winter, in a time of hibernating, in a time of reconnecting to yourself. And so the question to ask is, wow, what are the things that I've kind of changed? And what are the things that hello, sweet Tara. What are the things that I've reconnected with myself with during this hibernation time, right? During this time of whether it's like, a little bit more alone time than usual, a little bit less touch, a little bit less social exchange, right? And so it is harder to keep our energy high and our enthusiasm high and our sense of adventure high when you can't leave your country. Right? It's a little bit more hard, at least in my world, it is. So, the first thing I'll say is just to give yourself permission that it's okay where you're at. The second thing is that you might want to acknowledge the things that you have changed. So, one of the gifts for me of this changing time of this pandemic is I've gotten more fit, more strong than than I've been probably in my adult life. I'm working out again like an athlete. I'm like reconnecting to my adventurous, like climbing up mountains and running up mountains and skiing every day, or skinning or biking like I've gone. And then I've also really changed my diet, and I stopped for the last almost year. I stopped drinking alcohol, and I was like, wow, that's really cool because it's changed something deep inside of me. And so in this time period where sometimes you're like, oh my God, I just need my bars run, or I just need a massage, or I just need to be touched. Or maybe for some of you, I went to a live class like a month ago, and I was asking if you guys could get anything out of it. And one lady raised her hand. She's like, I would like sex. I haven't had sex in over a year. This pandemic is like crazy. And so, like we crave physical connection. We crave touch. Our body craves pleasure. And so it has been harder for some of us to keep that light on, to keep that enthusiasm, to keep that boost. And so for those days when you need a boost, because I will say lately I've been dealing with a few challenges, and I'm like, oh man, how do I keep my energy high? I mean, I love what I do. And I especially am so grateful because I do get to see, I don't see a ton of clients right now. I'm pretty picky, but I'm lucky that I do get to see clients in person in Aspen. So, that feels really lucky. But what do you do when you need a boost? And here's one of my favorite tools when I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I need my bars run. The news of COVID or the news of vaccines, or when are we going to be able to travel with ease? Now, I just booked my plane tickets for Mexico, which is really exciting. But some of you, may be craving adventure. You may be craving that boost of enthusiasm. So one of the things that I do when I'm feeling is something from Access called expanding your zone of awareness. And so if you just go into where you might be feeling tight or in pain or tired in your body, just go into it. Say hi to it. And then go in, and I want you just to ask, and all you need to do is you're going to ask to expand your zone of awareness. There you go. And then while you expand your zone of awareness, I want you to say hi to all of the energies that would contribute to you right now. The energies that would like tickle your nurture, or tickle the person that wants to have fun, or like expand your, I don't know how to say it, but just, yep, there you go. So it's like, and then you can ask the universe to give you, to show you, to invite you, and to allow yourself to receive the energy of enthusiasm, the energy of getting your spark back. So one of the things that's allowed me to stay connected to my spark, to my shine, to my energy when I need a boost is I get outside in nature. One of the other things I've been doing is I've been writing in my journal, right? I've been watching my favorite shows on Netflix, right? And so find things that sort of nurture, taking a bath, right? And I've been finding that anywhere I'm crunchy, so if you're crunchy in your relationships, if you're crunchy with business, if you're crunchy with money, if you're crunchy with your body, go into the body, yeah, and expand your zone of awareness. Woo! Go into your house and expand, wow, your zone of awareness. Woo! That's really good, right? Woo. Go into your bank account and expand your zone of awareness. Go into your relationships and expand your zone of awareness. Wow. Wow. That is really cool. So, what else is possible, my friends? And what I would also say for those days that you need a boost, maybe turn off the news, maybe return to sender anywhere you feel crunchy, maybe move your body, right? And get your bars run, right? If you're like, what is that? Most of you on here know, right? Access bars. It's a where you touch some 32 different points on your head, and it is the most amazing, loving, amazing. And if you don't have anyone to run your bars, you can just put your hands on your own implant band and get it running. And if you're watching and you're like, what is that? I want to know, go to accessconsciousness.com/bars. And it's an amazing hands-on modality. And you can find practitioners all over the world to give you this amazing experience. So, my friends, you're not wrong for where you are. We all are having a harder time raising our vibration. And what I would say is go in and expand your zone of awareness and reconnect back to, why are you here? Yeah. What's your magic? What do you want to create in the world? And what energy is really easy for you to be? Yeah. So hopefully that helps, because I got to be honest, you guys, sometimes it's hard work to get my energy up there. And sometimes when it's not working, I just take a break. So I'll give an example. Yesterday, I was trying to deal with something with Amazon, and I was having a really hard time, and it was really frustrating. And it took like, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour, hour and a half. And I was like, by the end, I was like, I can't deal with this anymore. And I messaged the person. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to come back to this. I'm so crunchy on this. And I just like I put on my exercise gear and I went for a run, and I ran up a mountain faster up this particular mountain than I've ever run before. And I was like, I just needed to change my energy, change the scenery. So if you need to change, get in the car and go for a drive, right? Maybe go for a walk outside, go hug a tree, like do something to shake up your energy. Maybe put some music on and dance, or maybe just take a nap, right? There's nothing wrong with also surrendering so you can let go. Cool. So Rensky says, I had my bars run during the whole pandemic every week. Rensky, that is amazing. I've had my bars run quite a lot. And there are times, because I do facilitate a lot, where I'm like, oh my God, I need my bars run. And I'm definitely feeling like it is time for me to get my bars run. So my friends, I adore you so much. I'm so grateful you're here. Thanks for being here. And we will see you somewhere in the world. If you'd like to share this video, if it inspired you, if you're walking away with an aha or something that you can do to integrate, to sort of get your boost back, get your shine back, get your magic back, kind of ask yourself, what are the things that when you do them, you come alive? For me, working on a body makes me come alive. Doing sessions makes me come alive. Being outside in nature. So start to find those things that make you come alive and maybe do more of them. All right, my magical friends, that's it for now. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.